Good morning.
Hello, everyone.
We have different chairs today.
Yes, a little farther away here.
Yes. I feel like I'm on timeout because they're like these hardwood chairs.
You're not facing the corner, though.
We're on timeout
Like a
for
Blair Witch Project.
Yes, we're on timeout for like a month.
Yeah,
apparently.
at least. Yeah.
So that's why we thought of this topic.
So we talked about this yesterday. I love how things step into your life. We're out walking our dogs in a social distance, of course, being safe and everything. And our neighbor,
Hi, Beth. Hi,
the dad of one of my daughter's classmates is rolling by on a mountain bike with his son, and we just talked 10 feet away, and he's an computer animation professor, and he has to teach at home now on a laptop. And what he said was, because Laura and I were talking about which subject to cover today, and this was part of it, and then this kind of sealed the deal. His name's Paul, and he said, I'm sitting at a computer. I have to get up like 10, 15 minutes just to stretch. He goes, I just never sit that long. He's a fit, active person.
And also staring at a screen, which is different too.
Right,
I mean, not only
right.
you're sitting, but you have to be focused. You're not even blinking because you're either working or studying online.
And we've heard that, and we've kind of just talking to friends and texting friends and stuff. A lot of people who have jobs that they're doing from home now are, when I say complaining, they're just commenting on the same thing. They're just sitting all the time. A friend of Laura's, a classmate of Laura's from college, is a teacher in Indiana, and she's 9 to 3, and she's in front of a computer. She goes, I'm just not used to just sitting in front of a computer like that. So we thought we would take this opportunity to show you a couple things you can do if you're sitting, if you don't stand up and take that break, or in addition to standing up and taking that break. Laura is a longtime yoga instructor, as well as being a talented acupuncturist, of course. I'm a Tai Chi Qigong instructor at our clinic, both of us at our clinic. And so we wanted to draw from that experience to show you a couple of things that are easy to do. You don't have to go to a yoga class to do it. You're not allowed to now anyway. You can do a virtual one. But it's very simple, very straightforward, and it has to do with doing it from sitting. So anything?
Yeah. So I don't know if some of you have heard the phrase that was going around this past year saying that sitting is the new smoking. So when you look at any list of the top thing to do for your health, the number one thing that's on there is to stop smoking. Now they're comparing sitting to smoking.
Wow.
That the mortality rate, if you sit 8 to 10 hours a day and you're not doing, you really are not moving very much at all, then that has a mortality risk similar to smoking and obesity. So
which is amazing.
Really getting moving is so important. And what has happened with this online virtual workspace and learning is that we're sitting a lot. We don't get up to move. There's, it's you're staring at a screen the whole time. It's a little bit different than being at work. And I feel like people are trying to get their groove with it. Mm-hmm. That it should be okay to get up and move around and go to the bathroom. Maybe you just turn your camera off while we give you these tips and just for a few minutes to do some stretches. So ideally what I tell my patients in the clinic is that if you do have a sedentary job, that every hour you should be getting up for 5 minutes. Yeah.
Right.
Getting up for 5 minutes and moving. And preferably if you can do it and break it into half-hour segments, you're sitting for a half hour and then getting up and moving for a few minutes, then that is even more ideal. But sometimes that's not as possible as the 5 minutes every hour. And if you think of that layering on from what we've been saying about sleep and exercise, if you're moving 5 minutes every hour in a 40-hour work week or 8-hour day, that all of a sudden is 40 minutes, right? So you get your movement in as well. So it's great because it's a win-win. So you're getting your stretching, you're getting going, you're getting your chi moving, and giving yourself a little break. So we're going to talk about that body aspect where you want to be stretching and moving. And we're also going to talk about the aspect on your eyes because with screen time, and this is not just work, this is a concern with teenagers and kids these days with all the screen time. They're staring at a screen for so long. I don't know if you've noticed, but when you're staring at a screen, you tend not to blink as much. So there's some different exercises you can do for your eyes as well, and we will incorporate that into the stretching. One thing about the eyes, there's something called the 10-10-10 rule. So every 10 minutes, you look at something 10 feet away for 10 seconds. That just shifts your focus in your eyes, so you're not just staring at this close-up screen. So it's going to make you glance away, which is glancing is different than just staring. It's going to probably make you blink because you're going to look away. And then you're also going to be focusing on something in the distance, which changes your eyes as well, which is fantastic. So
Right.
10-10-10.
I like that.
Every 10 minutes, staring at something 10 feet away or looking at something 10 feet away for 10 seconds. So we want to add that in as well. So yeah, so we want to make sure that when we're sitting at our desk, first of all, that if you are starting to feel some discomfort, that just checking the ergonomics, like where's your seats? You know, is your computer too low? We don't want to be like this all day, you know, and unfortunately in our society, we spend a lot of time like this.
Right.
On our phones, you know, even when we're driving, our shoulders are forward. And also when we're doing our computer work, our shoulders are forward. So opening up that chest, which is really important right now because this is where our lungs reside.
Right.
And if our lungs don't get that expansion with our breathing in and out, that deep breath, first of all, you know, it makes you feel less calm. Second of all, we want to make sure our lungs are being exercised to keep them healthy. I don't know if you saw Chris Cuomo's video yesterday about how he's dealing with COVID and the fact that, you know, he talked to a pulmonary specialist and he said that you got to keep the lungs moving. And that's on a daily basis. We really got to keep these lungs moving. All right, so the first exercise Rick was going to show, and it's perfect for this idea that we're spending a lot of time like this, and it's really a positional piece. Super simple. You can do this one on camera. When people can see you, you can do it in Zoom and no one would really even notice.
True.
So.
I just want to give a 30-second soundbite to this. I was at a symposium that our college that we both attended and I went to. Of course, you're talking to a group of 300 or 500 acupuncturists. A woman named Esther Gokal came up. I didn't know anything about her, never heard of her. And she said, before I start my presentation, which was 45 minutes long, we're all sitting in chairs, just regular chairs that you would see at a symposium, office chairs. And she goes, I would like everybody to do, and I'm going to demonstrate it in a moment, to do this. And it took 3 seconds, maybe. And it was, you could hear the laughter in the room because it was like, that was easy to make me feel really good. It's all about posture. Her whole thing is looking at the comparison between pre-industrial posture and post-industrial posture, how modern society, like Laura was just referencing, how many of us sit down all day? I just a little background, I was in the Marines for 4 years, I was a professional dancer for 10 years, I had great posture, but for 35 years, I've been bending over patients, as has Laura, for 25 years. And I've noticed that I've become more rounded. So I'm constantly pulling my shoulders back or constantly trying to pull my neck up because I look down all day and I'm bending over people. So we feel this is really important. So this is called, I want to give a shout out to Esther Gokal.
Moving out of the way.
Gokal, Gokhala. You can look on YouTube. She's got a great bunch of stuff on YouTube. And typically she does a lot of different things, but this is what she did that day. We were all sitting there with our iPads, laptops, or whatever it was. And she said, okay, I'd like you to put your hands down to your side, which we did. And then she said, now take your right shoulder and roll it up and back, and take your left shoulder and roll it up and back. Immediately, you can feel the difference. So I'm going to do it from the side as well. I'll just do one side, I won't do both. So I'm going to turn so you can see the left. So we were like this. And she said, straighten up your back, and then you take your arm and just roll it back. And it just falls, and it just pulls your spine back, and it takes your neck up. And it was 3 seconds. I can't say enough about this. I've tried to incorporate it. When I talk to and interview patients in the treatment rooms now, I try to sit on the edge of the table, engaging my core, keeping my neck up. It's hard. At the end of the day, by the end of the day, you're getting tired of doing things like that. Now Laura, with her expertise in yoga, is going to show some great chair yoga. So I'm going to move to the left.
Can you do that one more time though?
This one?
Yeah.
So you're like this. So this, I'm going to do it slowly. So here. She's such
and
Suspect in the news. Yeah, nice.
All
Funny.
that jazz.
And I fell for it.
No.
After 27, I fell for it.
I'm
I don't
sorry.
even believe I fell for that just
I've
now.
been holding that in. I've been seeing him doing that exercise. And
It
I'm
is
like,
kind of an all that jazz move. It's true. That's very true. Thank you for reminding me of that. All right. So,
All right. So.
do I need to move
back
out
to
of the way?
being serious. No, you don't.
Okay.
Actually, you can do it with me. So, really simple stretch. If you're sitting in your office chair, and this could be at work, this could be when you're online, and you just want to take your hands and just reach behind your chair and interlace your fingers. So my fingers are interlaced like that.
Yeah.
And just, if you have a short enough back, you can go over the back of the chair too, which I
Do you want me
really
to turn my
like.
chair around so they can see my hands?
If you want to. Yeah.
Tell me
And
if
then
tell me
you're
if this
just reaching around, fingers are interlaced, and then you're reaching down.
Can you see my
Okay, so
fingers?
you're
Can you see?
opening up the chest.
You see?
Yes, I think, kind of. I can see your left shoulder really well. I think your fingers were really. Yes, so then you're reaching down, and you're just opening up the chest. Okay, so again, working on those shoulders, working on opening them. Very simple. I don't think it looks too awkward if you were on camera, but again, you can push that little video part or turn it off. What do you call it? It's not the mute, the little video part.
I don't know.
You can turn it off so they don't see you doing this, all your stretching and your all that jazz moves. So simple, that's opening up the chest.
But see how it opens this whole area up? The shoulders
Yes.
go back, this opens up, and this isn't painful. Can I just say a disclaimer just about if you have shoulder pain or you're recovering from shoulder surgery, then be careful, right?
Yeah, exactly. And then this is a really simple one, just some head rolls. So
Oh, yeah.
some head rolls that are very intentional. So bringing the head forward, what I say to 12 o'clock, and moving the head slowly to the right ear.
So good.
Right ear to right shoulder, going back to 6 o'clock, moving the left ear towards that left shoulder, and then coming forward. And then if you want to add in breathing, you can inhale as you move that right ear towards the right shoulder, and keep inhaling as you go back. Exhaling as you move your left ear to your left shoulder, and exhaling forward. So adding in, usually when I do that in yoga class, I'll have people close their eyes because they just get more relaxed and
Right.
there's
Yeah,
less
I do.
sensory.
Right.
But what I'm going to recommend if you're doing a lot of screen time is that you keep your eyes open and that you actually have your eyes track the same way you're having your head go. So
Oh yeah.
as you move your head forward, you're looking down, and as you move your to the right, that right ear to the right shoulder, you're looking to the right. And as you move back, your eyes are rolling into the back of your head upwards. And as you move left, tracking your eyes to the left. And as you move forward, eyes forward.
Oh, you get a double on that. You get the
Yeah.
that's great.
And then
I
when you
like
finish,
I've done it with my eyes closed.
yeah, one roll, close your eyes when you start the next roll, just so you can, blink for a second.
How many would you
And then
recommend they
keep on
do
doing it.
each way?
I would do 4 to the right and 4 going counterclockwise because it's always good to stretch in the opposite direction as well.
Okay.
And then a really quick stretch is a spinal twist because we're sitting here straight. And what you want to do is cross this right knee over the left knee. Whatever knee is on top is the side that you're going to twist towards. And then just getting your spine nice and straight, creating space in between each vertebrae. And then just bringing that left hand to the outside of the right knee and twisting back. If you have a back of a chair, you can bring your arm around the back of it. And then
Oh, I just felt my spine. Just
using that, oh boy, are you okay?
No, in a good way. That's good. That's good sound.
There's like cracking and popping going on over here.
I am 67, so
Oh.
there is more cracking and popping.
All right, you can use that left hand just to give yourself, you can enhance your twist a little bit more, but don't push. These
feels
stretches
good.
should never be painful. They should actually feel good. And then if you want to add in a little bit extra, you can gaze over that right shoulder.
Same thing with the eyes, like really, would you say?
Yeah, sure. Exercise those eyes. And then slowly coming out of the twist. And you're going to do it on the other side again. This left knee crossed over the right knee. And since this is on top, we're going to be going towards the left. So we're elongating the spine. You always want to make sure the spine is long when you're doing a twist, and reaching towards that left side, and gazing back, and using that right hand on the outside of the left knee to give yourself a little bit more of a stretch. And you can take a deep breath here. And then slowly coming out of it. So those are some fun stretches to do. And there's also one more that we're talking about is using a chair or a countertop to do a downward facing dog. But we'll show you that another day because our camera expertise.
Right.
I was trying to do downward facing dog and all you could see was my head, which was not
Right.
that helpful. So
Right, that's true.
we'll figure that out.
One thing for parents out there, you can do this together at the dinner table with your kids, or just get in a circle of chairs, or not even during mealtime. Just say, hey, let's sit around the table and do this. It's something you don't have to be yoga master to do it. You don't have to, as we said, if you have any injuries, of course, just respect those and be careful. Hopefully you know your limitations. So these are all really practical, really easy to do. Don't forget to breathe, like Laura said. She's very good about always saying that. So just breath is really important. When you do those turns, inhale and to exhale, etc. So you'll get a rhythm with it.
Yeah, and two last tips real quick. If you can stand at a counter that's taller, or if you have a standing desk where you can actually be taller and look at your computer, standing is way better than the sitting idea for long periods of time. So standing would be great. And then if you can and you have a headset or earbuds, AirPods are fantastic. You can do your meeting while you're walking or do your class while you're walking as well. Just hold your phone and do it that way. So just get moving.
Moving's good. We like moving. You can do all this in addition to your walks out in nature, or these are just little stretches you can do that take
not that long,
very, very little time, but are very highly beneficial.
So we will see you tomorrow. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, everybody.
All right, bye.
Take care. Hi, Todd.